Hey, welcome in everybody. In the previous video, we talked about selection sets. So selection sets are important because in the video right now, I want to talk about some of the items in the modify panel. So specifically the move, the copy, and the stretch. So in order to tell AutoCAD what items we want to modify, we have to be able to select those items first. So that's why the selection sets were super important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate how to use the move tool. So first, let's say I have this box here and I want to move it, someplace other than where it is. So I'm going to click on the move in the ribbon, and then AutoCAD says, okay, what do you want to move? So I'm going to select this box, draw a window around it, and then I'm going to press enter. And AutoCAD says, okay, where do you want to move it from? So I'm going to pick a base point. So let's say I want to move it from this bottom left corner. And then it says, okay, where do you want to move it to? So I can either just kind of click my next point. You can either use like relative coordinates to kind of move it, to the right. You want to move it to the right and up. You want to move it wherever you want to move it to. So let's say I'm going to turn off my object snap. So let's say I want to move it at 5, 5. And so it moved it 5 boxes over to the right, 5 boxes up, or that's just how I had my grid set up. But again, first of all, you need to tell AutoCAD, what do you want to move? Then you tell it where do you want to move it from, and then where do you want to move it to. So let's do that again. So I'm going to move. I'm going to select my box. I'm going to press enter. I'm going to move it. Also, you can move it from somewhere that's not on your actual box. So if I want to move it from, let's say, a point, way over here, turn on my ortho, I can just drag it to the right and say, I want to move it, 10 units to the right. So there you go. The copy command works exactly the same way, except instead of moving something, you're making a replica of whatever it is you select. So let's say I want to make a copy of this box. I'm going to go up to copy. It's going to say, what do you want to copy? So I'm going to select my items in my box. And then I want to press enter. And again, it says, where do you want to move it from? Or where do you want to copy it from? So I'm going to copy it from, let's say, this bottom right corner. And maybe I want to make a copy over to the bottom left corner. So I can just click it to make a copy. I can just keep making copies of this box. Just kind of keep picking where I want to make copies of. So you kind of see. So again, you need to select what you want to copy. Where do you want to copy it from? And where do you want to copy it to? Yeah, so and also before you make a video, you probably want to turn off your notifications on your phone and your iPad, because when I get a notification on my phone, I get the same notification on my iPad, so it sounds like I'm really popular, but really I'm just I'm a loner nerd, so I'm not that popular. Okay, so I show you how to use the move tool. I showed you how to use the copy tool. The next one is the stretch, which is kind of cool. So let me erase some of these boxes that I've created. Stretch is really good as far as architecture goes. So let's say that this is maybe your floor plan here. You have your outer walls. And you want to make this, maybe you want to make your walls wider. So instead of having to redraw them again, I'm just going to go up to stretch, and then I'm going to make a crossing window. So notice it says select objects to stretch by crossing window or crossing polygon. So usually I just type in C for crossing, and then I'm going to drag a window around the part that I want to stretch out. So let's say I want to stretch out this left side. And then I'm going to press enter. And then you pick a base point, and then how far do you want to stretch it? So I have my ortho on, so I'm going to go straight over to the left. Let's say I want to go over 10 units. Type in 10, and it kind of lengthens that by whatever distance you specify. So you can also shrink stretch it. I don't even know what you call it. So let's say if I want to go back the other direction, I can hit the stretch. I'm going to type in C for crossing. I'm going to draw a window around this kind of side here. So pick a base point. So press enter, pick a base point. I can also like shrink stretch it. So let's say I want to go back over like 10 and I kind of end up where I started. So you could also like stretch a corner. You can get kind of really kind of goofy with these. So C for crossing, press enter. You can, you can drag this thing out. So if I turn off my ortho and just, you can kind of, drag this in, out, whatever you want to do. It just kind of stretches it like so. So I use that a whole lot in architecture. So I just wanted to kind of go over those first three because there's going to be a lot of these and I don't want to make the video too long. I don't want anybody falling asleep on me because I know this, this is exciting stuff. So move, copy, stretch. Yeah, so those are kind of ways to kind of modify objects that you already have drawn in AutoCAD. And it's important to know how to select them. So, all right, there we go. Peace.